Captain. Hey, Captain. I'm in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that.
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure. Welcome to Groundbreaker, by the by. Don't mind the heat. Got a few days before it reaches critical. I'm sure Miss Chief...
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses? He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get cute with me again, you little backbait brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this. I need a drink.
Going for a stroll around the docking base? Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fisticuffs. The guy insulted my Rizzo's Rangers, all right? You can't just insult my Rangers and expect to get away with it. So, of course, I decked him with a tossball stick. I mean, what am I? Some kind of fair-weather fan? Only the finest group of tossball players ever to take the... He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting. Exactly. I was only doing what... Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation. Enjoy my freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Hey, not for nothing. But I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the... Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time. Oh, not at all. Just, you know, gonna figure out what to do next. See you around, boss. Going for a stroll around the docking base?
Nicely done. That's quite the impressive list of infractions.
Did you bring me anything? New parts? Last weekend's crossword puzzle? Preferably not already filled out this time.
Heard from the last is down on 22.
Customs and inspection, right this way.
If you got a maintenance issue, take it to Chief Junlei. She's in engineering.
You the new hire? Nice to meet you.
Dang, that's impressive.
Captain. I've been thinking on that. There's a former he's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony... That's a good... Fortunately, we're in the perfect place to start. This is where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures. I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifests to track the Philosophists off-world. Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain, secular skills. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught...
Wish we had bigger weapons, but no. Be careful.
That was a good thing.
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew the scholar shipped in and out with.
Seriously, there was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was Graham?
Graham, right. Broadcasting on a dead world.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following. The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection. Canyons of acid and sulfur rain are the least of the horrors plaguing the surface of Monarch. Anarchists live as one with the animals, lawless, savage, and unemployed. The board's embargo ensures that nothing can disturb and threaten our hard-working citizens. You listen to Halcyon News, your mandated duty as a good citizen of Halcyon.
Somebody was trying to fix this up, but looks like they ain't been here in a long while. Poor old sweetie.
Here they come. That's the last.
Now, I don't say this lightly, but that is a work of sheer universal beauty.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following...
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
Rizzo's Lemon Slap. Slap your whole family tonight. Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch. Triple flakes and purple berry flavored power nuggets. Now with 12% more crunch.
Chief wants to reduce board traffic.
Ooh, can we rent an upstairs room?
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient or an oven. Just like store-bought. I've got a lovely little throw pillow. Just something... If you're here, I found... It's almost time for today's episode of The Chairman's Children. Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking... Phineas, that old kook. He was quite the dance. Real light in the wallet, too. He still owes me a small fortune. Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago. Can't say I know for sure.
Sounds like someone poking into somewhere they shouldn't be got into a spot of trouble.
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone had to have sent that distress call manually.
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse to keep the rest of the board from sniffing around. You've got an ear for intrigue and a nose for bits. I like that. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in. Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done. Might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but law for Fen some... Anytime.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. Do you have what it takes to defend your corporate township from the dangers of alien wildlife and the unemployed? Talk to your local manager about applying for military training and lend your life to protecting our wonderful brands and products. Military service does not guarantee full employment rights, tax breaks, military discounts, health benefits, military burial, participation in training, or weapons. This has been Halcyon News. Halcyon College.
How do you do? And welcome to the Rest and Go. We used to be the Go and Rest, but folks never knew when to leave. Sorry. Business has been slow. Anything to occupy the time. Didn't quite catch that. Huh. Of course. Most of our supplies come and go through merchants. I try and steer clear of that creepy fellow in the moon mask. If there's a cost to being a company man...
Rizzo's knock you out off. Milk chocolate bar with caramel and tea-free nuts in it. It's time for a takeout.
You see we had a conveyor pull in? One of them...
I had a question about your plan, Mr. Vicar.
Of course. The cosmos is generated and directed by the universal equation, also known as the Grand Plan. By contemplating the teleological order of things, one can achieve verity. Oh, right. You had a question?
Never mind. That about answers it.
Hey there, you mind stepping back? This charming little ship's been impounded and I'm afraid I can't let you near it till it's not. Well, shoot, that's a relief. Shouldn't take you more than a moment to get it all properly understood then, right?
At least she's polite about it.
Nice is 90% of the job. I don't really know. We got orders to hold your ship is all. I'd surely love to, but that's just not my bailiwick. You'll want to have words with our representative here from the board, Mr. Udom Bedford. His office is on the promenade. No, almost never. We're independent, you know. From the Groundbreaker's the last free outpost in the colony, and we aim to keep it that. Gosh, I wouldn't dream of it. Not unless I got to, and I don't see any reason why I'd got.
She's a good ship, ma'am. Mostly doesn't act up at all.
Happy to hear. Have your...
Hey, be careful with those crates, huh? My cargo's...
Hey there. Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interest. Two biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But they're independent. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though. They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folk. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. Are you pulling my... You must be one of them long-haul freighters from outside the colony. Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the board. Yep, Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing bays. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year. Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirtside, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll ever. Glad to help. All right. Be safe.
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting, I must kindly ask you to clear out. The Marde... Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time before someone brings me McRed's head. Or is lucky. I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though. Good luck and skip speed to you. Still waiting to hear back on that bounty for McRed. That aside, not much else. The outlaw scientist fell. If you have an inkling of the wares or... Glad to hear. Do I look like your gossipy best friend? While I'm on post, I take my duties real serious. I'm not here for a chat. Now get moving.
Hi there. Haven't seen you. What can Groundbreaker...
Impressive as always. There it is. Just yank the drive and... Now that we have the data cartridge, I can finally find out where that scholar I'm looking for ended up. Got it. His name is Reginald Cheney, and he joined a sublight salvage crew. Only he's not listed on the return manifest. Must have made landfall somewhere he wasn't supposed to. Ah, yes. Here. I should have guessed. What better place to lay low if you wish to have... I admit it was a bit of a long shot, but when you've spent as...
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regular...
Rizzo's purple berry fudge, a soft sour purple berry flavored snack.
Rocky Mountain algae lager? I'd say it's an acquired.
Seeking relief from the heat? Till June Lay gets those radiators fixed, I've got the next best thing. Nothing you need in every... A new fact? Only the usual. Marauders all over space. You ever wonder how folk who can't figure the bleeding edge technology of a spoon can manage to get ships into space? The radiators, they're fucked 10 ways to Sunday. And we're all sweating buckets wondering when the powers that be are gonna get around to Couldn't say, and I wouldn't be pouring drinks professionally if I could. All I know is we're cooking in our own juices here, and it's only gonna... Engineering. Chief Junlei Tennyson, to be precise. She runs this heap. Best she can, anyway. Don't know what's got her dragging her heat. That's not for me to say. But if you're... There's nobody who knows more about the station's guts. Any sister... She doesn't come around here often, though. Don't...
I try and keep the place clean in case Chief Tennyson stops by.
I've seen you limping a bit. You all right, Mr. Vicar? Need us to slow down?
What are you implying? I am perfectly fit. My knee is just acting up.
There's no shame in being older, Mr. Vicar. Don't worry. The captain and I'll take care of you.
I need neither your advice nor your pity, young lady.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regular...
Go back to the
Have you
Zan-
seen this man? Reward offers for information needed to the capture of noted terrorists beneath wells. Report any sightings to your local board embassy.
Artie greeting, potential customer. Welcome to Auntie's Kitchen. A this unit dispense proteins for your ingestion. Beginning dispensing sequence. Please unblock all relevant facial.
Good, we're in.
All ingestible this unit This unit is programmed to simulate shock simulation non-functional. Shock simulation restored. How dare shock subroutine complete. Estimated guilt level of customer increased by 35%. Resuming protein dispensation protocol. This unit would clarify. There is a dynamic user error in the maintenance of this unit's cutlery engaged several systems at once. The slicer, the grinder, the tenderizer. This unit is not designated for cleaning duties and cannot be compelled to accept another unit. This unit behaves precisely as it was engineered. Neither this unit nor its corporate proprietor claim any risk. Beginning dispensing sequence.
Don't look funny at the crew. Heard they toss folks out the airlock if they don't like the face.
You look like someone who's taken their share of cuts and bruises. Need some armor? We also have a line of specialized melee weapons. For those times you have...
If you're hungry, you've come to the right place. I've got a fresh ground batch of spratwurst cooking. They're terra-fried to lock in the juices. How about a grind? You know what sprats are? Space rats. The laboratories of Spacer's Choice found a use for this limitless frontier resource. Sprat meat is plenty tasty when properly prepared. We grind them up in sausages, then terra-fry them in their own juices. Legally? No. The terror between you, me, and this grinder, I've been through lean times. If there's one thing you learn, might be that this old space hand put a few words in the right ears, and could be. Terra frying is a Spacer's Choice brand secret. A mix of 13 herbs and... Absolutely not. Sprat... Boar. The other meat is a registered trademark of C&P. Just as well. Near about time for me to go check on... Tariff. Just...
Oh, neat! They got stuff in here I ain't seen in ages.
Now, this should prove interesting, to say the least.
C&P Borscht Pocket. Can be macrowaved in 2.5 seconds. Borscht Pocket.
You know that sound when you've snapped on an injector clip? I got a full line of weapon modification. Why, it gets you the weapon.
All the better for performing a little percussive maintenance.
Take your basic Deadeye assault rifle. Perfectly serviceable. But what if you like finesse? Slap a What if you like getting in close and making a lot of noise? Extended ammo magazine. No and yes. When you install something, it pops in there real nice, but if you want to replace it, the originals tend to snap like plastic toys. So, what can I...
Hell, I know space hands are going to do this.
Great work.
Hey, that's against regulation! What do you
Get ready!
You think I'm an idiot?
Don't mess with us!
I'll keep quiet.
Gosh, that's clever.
It's just me. Hasn't been deader than usual.
Everyone all right?
I wish I could do that. I was wondering what they do with their waste. I guess they just chuck it down here. Where's it all go?
Here they come. No mess with us. The toilets overflowed on me at least twice. Smells awful. I'll die in here. Get me out. If you can hear me, please hurry. The toilets overflowed on me at least twice. Thank you, stranger. You have no idea how good the air on Groundbreaker smells until you've been trapped in a tiny bathroom with an open... Thanks again. You're gonna shake me down after I was trapped in a... Fine. Here's every bit I've got. That enough for you? I will. I will preserve my...
Oh, hello. Oh, this is quite unexpected. I didn't have any visitors on... The captain of the... No, that can't be right. Alex Hawthorne is the captain of that vessel. On top of that... Oh, has something happened? Oh no, this is terrible. Oh, Alex. He was my dearest friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. I keep a copy beside my bed. Did he? Ah, that's just like him. Tell me. No! How dreadful. That was always Alex's greatest fear. Fine. You're free to go. I've removed the... Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells... That's... Well, that's just terrible. Oh, I'm sorry. This is... It's personal business, I'm afraid. Miserably, terribly personal. Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. It's fine, really. It's... Now, if you've nothing else... Be my guest.
Ugh. Law, but it's miserable. Chief Tennyson is supposedly looking at deplorable conduct. My superiors will be hearing about it. You can be a luxury stateroom, reserved for Chairman Rockwell's use. Oh, good law, of course not. He'd never... As this office is the primary embassy for the board on Groundbreaker, corporate bylaws...
I'm the certified representative of the board's interests here on the Groundbreaker. I'm their eyes, ears... I have...
Oh, you've noticed my friends. They're here to keep the peace. Precisely. Groundbreaker makes much ado about its independent status and so resents any board presence, no matter how... When the alternative is board guards at their gates, yes, I do. They don't see it that way, of course, but I... Oh, good law! No, Best to be... Ask away.
Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of noted terrorist Phineas Wells. Report any sightings to your local board embassy.
Those XF411s? And an old Yakita 37? You think they'd let me peek at the power plant?
Do you have what it takes to defend your corporate...
Thought there'd be more machinery. Must be housed on a sub-level.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors. Good for you. Hope you scared some sense into those bureaucrats. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting. Good. Don't go making trouble, and chance. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through. Statistics don't lie. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going, most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different. So
what? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if, well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
Right. In person. Wow, great. I'll do that then. Messages. Later.
Not a problem, Captain. Ask away. Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship. My engineers have managed to keep the heat to livable levels, but all the fixes are temporary. This wound is bound to fester. Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner. They want us to sweat, thinking that'll soften me up for a bad faith deal. If you'll excuse me, they can go fuck themselves. The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone on board, will be cooked alive. Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays. I keep diligent records of station repairs, requisitions, and available assets, just like my grandmother taught me. The station's radiators haven't changed since her time, and her records say the parts should be there. I trust them. Hold on. There's something you should know before... The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned, and a haven for Those idiots are immune to reason, and they don't much care if the station melts to... If you could find some way to solve this without violence, I'd prefer that. But... Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next...
That Chief Junlei... Well, I didn't expect her to be so tall. What? No. Maybe? I don't... It's like somebody reached into my head. You know how hard it is to find anybody who likes working with tools in a little town like Edgewater? I just met her. How could I be? Alls I know is... Did you see how everybody on Groundbreaker listens to Junlei? She's just, here's how to fix it. And they trust her. It's just... She's calm and knows what to do.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled... advertisement for the following story. Tossball finals are scheduled to air soon, but a scandal has rocked the league and thrown this pivotal game into question.
Where the hell have you been, Private? You should clear out. Engineering's a dangerous place to wander until we get those radiators fixed.
This behavior could lead to an unfair advantage. You've been listening.
Who the? Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company?
A neighbor from above approaches our realm. Back away now, or you'll parley with the king. Look at this ripe piece of meat just sizzling on the grill. Time to feed the flames.
It's nothing personal. Promise.
Is this what carbon monoxide poisoning looks like? I don't think this deck is too well ventilated.
Speaking for myself, Captain, I am not of a mind to be murdered by a psychopath.
You came with the crew. Welcome. We got plenty of space to spread out, but only room. I know this ain't a toy, neighbor from above. It's a catalyst, just like me. Keep talking. I like...
That's right, sir. Just the parts. We'll be in and out in a jiff. You won't even know we were here.
Tennyson just keeps feeding the furnace, don't she? We're still playing with her last... You don't just ask a king for a favor when you're standing in his court. You... Under its skin, this ship is all poison and darkness. Lead bones, asbestos muscle. You've got the run of the kingdom. Up those stairs, you'll find the parts. Lay it on. You can come and go in my little kingdom.
Got it. Heads down.
Uncle Red gave me a taste of the good stuff. I've been tripping for days.
Careful. That shit. He'll end up as crazy as he.
Oh! Wake up. There's no such thing as pizza. It's all open-faced pasta.
You've been getting into the boss's special stash again, haven't you?
Jule's gonna be pleased as pie when we show her these. It's so... cozy.
Does everyone get branded? We got another complaint. People don't like worms in their shrooms.
Aw, they're just tilling the soil. Besides, they're my friends.
Find it. Screwing with our bottom line.
Smells kind of like old Bess's outflow pipes.
This is how.
You've returned. Good work. I'll take those. I need you to head through the large door at the far end of engineering. Take the elevator down into the machinery shaft. There's a terminal in the back. Activate it when I call over the ship's PA. And bring weapons. There's a...
Don't worry, Miss Junlei. We'll be super gentle with the ship. You don't got a thing to worry about.
I'm genuinely heartened to hear...
booted up and killed a bunch of mantis. Bad news. Diagnostic says their circuit boards are fused from the heat, so they're not too picky about what they program. Sneak past if you can. Shoot fast.
Unexpected.
Incoming!
Unexpected noise hijack performing and...
Go ahead and cycle the droplet pump. And if you don't know what that means, just look for a command that says... Done. The temperatures are dropping. Stop by once you found your way out of there. Groundbreaker owes you thanks.
Halcyon News. We interrupt your
The temperature should be dropping as we speak. I'll see. If you've got time, I believe Edna has a comms issue that could use your attention. I've also authorized Doc and Furu to sell you our premium meds. You're right, I don't. The board is after two things, bits and power, and they... I like to think of myself as a nice person, but if that gaudy embassy of his was on fire, I might hold my breath a moment before act. The board wants control over Groundbreaker, and leeches like Udom Bedford will do any... I placate them when I have something to offer, but I can also be a real hard-ass. It'd be a joy if I could kick out the corporate merchants and reclaim the docking fees in my lifetime. Too much of Groundbreaker's income is flowing in the wrong direction. I'd like to see... You've got... Frustrating. Everything down to the circuit boards is past warranty, so I have the pleasure of making life or death. Plus, there's no time to train my successor or document fixes in a way that anyone outside the family would
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I'm really just...
Don't sell yourself short. It doesn't take a seasoned pro to tinker on Groundbreaker. Just someone who knows how a ship ought to feel. We're always thirsting for help. If you could find your way around this labyrinth of... You see any bite-sized Tennyson children running around? I didn't think so. The next captain won't have my heritage. I'll have to foster that talent from somewhere. Sure is. The Tennysons came over on the Groundbreaker. My grandmother, Chief Gayan, kept it together. I was promoted only recently, when my mom died. Then I took the leap from Chief Engineer.
They must have been amazing people. To have taught you all you know, I mean.
That means a lot coming. Appreciate it. There wasn't much that took me by surprise about the job, but the little things you never expect or think about. Maybe you can see why I'm protective of Groundbreaker. This ship is family. It's got tinkerings and bypasses that only Tennysons know about. You've got my attention.
This is Halcyon News.
You aiming to send a message? If so... Me? No. But our relaying capabilities? We're going offline in 3, 2... Our primary relay station's soon to be occluded by a gas giant. Happens every 40 years. The event's forecasted to last for months.
That'll put the whole system in a rut.
We've got backup auxiliary relays, but the one currently in orbital range went offline some months ago. We can't spare people for... Yeah, I'm working on it. I finally got the chief to approve the budget for a diagnostic expedition. But allocating the personnel loss for sending a technical team to the relay station keeps getting... I should say no, but why not? Maybe you can figure out why it's offline. I'll send you with an equipment manual. Hopefully we'll get lucky, or I'll get my approval in time.
Hope you don't mind if I borrow that manual when you're done with it, Captain. I could do with some leisure reading.
Oh, and I'll need you to retrieve a copy of the relay's backup data. I gotta forward any messages from Earth stored in the memory. Better late than never, eh? The relay stations orbit the edge of the Halcyon system, so they tend to receive the majority of any transmissions from Earth. I'm sure the station's got a stack of junk messages just waiting for me to sort through. It's not like they're in high demand. Most tend to be adverts on new products, meaning only folks in Byzantium can afford them.
CNP pancake mix now requires no mixing. Seriously, don't mix it.
Are you listening to me, Mfuru?
Is it just me, or is Groundbreaker feeling extra chilly? Maybe you ought to help yourself to a piping hot frozen dinner. Oh, and it's not the best choice. A lot of slogans to keep track. Heard of it? My orientation aether wave showed that famous Saltoon.
That's true.
Yeah. I hope they're gonna be okay.
That's the spacer's choice spirit. Take what you have, polish it up, and make the best of it. So, what can I get you? Some soap? Everyone loves soap. I'm bound to satisfy headgear-related inquiries. Please. You would never ask. I mean, why, anyone can be a Spacer's Choice Consumer Relations Choice Specialist. Just keep your... Oh, I'm having a stellar day. Not just because I'm legally obligated to say so. I can see all of the top quality merchandise in the Spacer's Choice. Spacer's Choice regrets that we don't sell toothpaste at this time, but we're always working on delivery. Sprat wash, mouthwash, and Mantafloss are among the exciting. Don't miss out on these deals. You'll... Trouble sleeping? Try our loot. The blast will send you through the stratosphere, and the crash will... Have a look.
What are you... And...
Have either of the assault cruisers ever...
Hey, you got a second? Fancy running into you again. Don't mind me. It's just admiring your ship from... Gotta hand it to you, boss. That's a fine-looking ship. Only thing it's Yes, Just give me a shot. That's all I'm asking. I could be the best damn crew you ever... Oh, okay. Well... Hey, that's good advice. I like the way... Besides, not like there's a line of folks standing around hoping to get on your ship. I'm persistent, I'm eager, and I'm showing initiative. What else do you... Sure, an interview. That sounds fair. I mean, first time for everything. It's delicious. Mock apple pie and a tripicale crust. Maybe with a little cream on top? Are you kidding? I love a good fight. One time, I took an autoloader's head. You can count on me in a scrap, boss. The foreman told me my biggest problem was that I didn't take orders. I told him my problem is not with authority, it's with jackasses. So yeah, I guess my biggest flaw is that I don't suffer idiots. Hope that's not a deal breaker. Wow. Thanks, boss. I'll just gather my personals and meet you.
Really? We're picking up strays now?
Look at that. A real vicar. I'm sure we'll get along.
Ah, your face is a sight for sore ocular processors, Captain. Or rather, your headgear is. Just to warn you, we may have a bedbug infestation. I am investigating non-toxic extermination measures. Non-toxic to you, I mean.
Good to see you, boss. Good to see you, boss. Didn't I tell you? I'm secretly the chairman's orphan child, abandoned at birth in the back bays. That's right. Can't get... Honestly, before you picked me up, I was living in the back bays. Spent my whole life up there, watching ships roll in and take off. I was what folks on the Groundbreaker call a stowaway. Means I was invisible. Life carried on for everybody else, but not for me. Yeah, because I got sick of being ignored. Got sick of being a nobody. So yeah, I made some... Nobody else in the Groundbreaker is going to look after you. So you had to look after yourself. If I never got in that scuffle with my old foreman, you and I never would have met. Hauling boxes was about the only work I could find. Hated every... Could be I was overreacting. A better man might have turned the other cheek. Exercised a little... But on the other hand, broadsiding the jackass with a tossball stick? Oh, I can do civilized. Proper civilized, too. I caught a real lucky break. If you hadn't picked me up, I'd still be... Yeah. I guess my ship did arrive. Thanks for listening, boss.
Hey, Captain. So, Junlei and I have been talking some. She sent me a poem. I don't know if I should read into it. Because poems are all symbolic and such, right? Oh, law. That's what's got me spooked. It's about this engine that's been shaking itself apart. Then this lady mechanic comes by and lays one hand on it. And the trouble goes away. It sings. I don't want to get too hopeful, but I'm wondering if maybe she's the engine and I'm the... I don't know where it's leading yet, or if I'm not much interested in physical stuff. Never have been. Leastways not like other folks seem to be. It's been a problem in the past. The folk who wanted to be with me back in the Vale, they didn't... When folks start implying you're a little different from an automechanical, you start... I guess I just needed to talk. I'm feeling a touch better. I actually had another message from Junlei, I just couldn't work up the courage to open it. But I'm let's see here. Talking about old friends, got to thinking... Isabel? Who's... They were... close, Captain. I don't know. Junlei talked about them like it was past, but how far in the past? Captain, I'm feeling all mixed up right now. Could we maybe head to the Groundbreaker? Get some drinks at that bar there? Maybe for you. I start thinking about all the things she could say and my guts start crawling up my throat. I'm full serious. Next time we're on the Groundbreaker, I aim to get a drink. If I got to, I'll do it on my lonesome. But I'd feel better if some... Sometimes I wonder about Mr. Hawthorne. What was he like? Why'd he make the computer a talkie? You think he...
Hey.
Rizzo's triple berry fudge. Soft sour
So, how's... Okay, so... Oh, and don't worry on the price. I got... Well, that's fruit and such, right? Bottom.
Purpleberry wine's all right if you require a sweetness to your spirits. Seems like a drink that would suit you, Miss Holcomb.
Wow, this is really kind of... Oh, Captain. I'm pining for June like something I mean, I don't know what to do about us. Well, she talked about another girl, right? Isabel. Mentioned her by name and everything, like she wanted me to know. Maybe I've been making a right fool of myself this whole time. Maybe she's not interested after. It was real long and rambly. She was telling me a story about her dad, how a lady named Isabel did all sorts of things to try to win his favor. This Isabel lady never quite managed to get her dad's approval, but they carried on anyways. Made something good out of a bad situation. Then it all went down the tubes. Do you think Junlei still has feelings for her? Well, maybe she just wanted to let me know her preferences. In a less, I need another drink. Come on, Captain. I'm here to drink. Okay, maybe you're right. I am a little... Hydration?
Good call. It's best to proceed.
Shush. Captain, I want to talk to you. Everything? I got a soul. Does she think I'm as pretty as I think she's handsome? What if she doesn't like me? What if she's still got feelings for that lady, Isabel? What... There's nothing easy about spilling your guts to the You know I'm not interested in physical effect. That's... Well, it's tripped folks up in the past. What do you mean, Captain? So if I'm doing my very best to be kind and open-hearted, I shouldn't worry how she thinks of me? Gosh, I don't know that I got that in me. Sometimes I feel real mean. I don't want to be that person. Don't want to be cold. I want to bring light to... Well, Captain, this has been a whole... Oh gosh, I don't know. All right. There's no need to... Okay. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask June out. Just as soon as we get back to the ship. Thanks for hearing me out and giving me counsel. And, well...
Well, it's not like I could be elsewhere. Nor am I capable of neglecting a wayward lab.
Huh. All right. Thank you, guys. Come on.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Hey, Captain. I hope I wasn't too much bother. Some of the drinks we tried, I even liked. And I don't feel it today. I guess that water must have worked. I wouldn't mind having a drink again. I messaged Junlei when we got back and she replied super quick. Okay. I was away. I reread my message in the morning and it was unclear. I was drinking when I sent it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had the courage. Also, sorry. I've ruined things in the past because I didn't say things I should have, like, I've met someone who's become special to me. I want to be honest with her, so if she feels the same about me, there won't be any surprises. Oh, isn't she sweet? Like one of those 2-bit romances where one soul's all stiff and formal and I ought to go write her back. I mean, I already did. Twice. Yeah, so I was looking for a place that was quiet. I figured the kitchen, cozy like it. That's in pretty good shape considering how hard Mr. Hawthorne. The Block 2 design scooshed in extra cargo space but didn't change the stock engines.
Accurate in all particulars. I conclude you are...
So you're gonna call her it, not...
Though my voice is currently pitched to suggest female, I possess no gender.
Hello! I am not a board-certified mechanic, but my dad was...
Speech recognition is one of the many skills I have been programmed.
You're not simulating it, you're doing it! I asked a...
I am gratified you consider this facsimile convincing. I am at your disposal, Ms. Parvati. You will find the technical schematics in the engineer's locker, though I'm afraid
I don't see any holes in the hull. I'll take a good squint at her, make sure everything's tip-top. But I think we're cooking with plasma torches. You can do that, you know. My dad taught me how to make grilled cheese. Mostly, yeah. I lived in the maintenance office near all my life. He meant funny. It's not normal for anyone to do as their parents. You take a vocational test. That decides... When I tested out for maintenance, everyone figured it was on account of my dad. They're powerful good tests. They rattled off this whole list of names who'd worked on them, with fancy bits. Even if you don't believe they actually catch what everybody's best at. There's times I'm working deep in the guts of a loader, getting it all running perfect. Then I look up. Anyhow, I was happy to get back home. Yep, nothing much had changed. Everything was a little grayer, a little... I noticed straight away that he... About a year. I tried to do more of... Dad never said that he loved me, you know? I knew on account of him showing it. How he'd stay up late to help with... Oh gosh. Look at the time. Sorry to be...